Yes. So today we are going to start with the poem The Ant and the Cricket. We have already done the explanation just to recapitulate and make a link with the question answers. So I'm repeating it again for Ant and the Cricket. Yes. So ant and the cricket, they are the two different creatures of very different nature. Ant, who was very industrious in nature, hardworking, always putting in hard labor and hard work in order to collect grain for the winter season. As winter season is the time when the animals, they used to go undergo in their burrows and holes, and they cannot be able to come out of their holes and burrows to gather food. So they used to collect the food for the winter season. But cricket on the opposite side is a creature which is just like that of a grasshopper who used to make fun of the time. He used to sing songs and enjoy every, you can say, weather, that is spring. And ultimately, cricket is not able to collect grain for his winter season, and now there will be shortage of food. Yes, of course. During the winter time, there was shortage of food, and ultimately, cricket, he has gone to ant in order to help him out. How he should help him out? In order to provide him food so that he can get food and will pass the time and will overcome this time period of shortage of food when there is scarcity of food. So, but what answer did Ant has given? Ant has given the answer to him that ants never borrow and they never lend. Okay. So after that, what happens? Because they never borrow, never lend, and ultimately cricket has turned out to be helpless, and cricket has turned out to be helpless, and ultimately the poet has given the message in the last lines of the poem that this story, it is true not only for animals, but it is equivalent true for that of human beings, because in the last line what is mentioned there, it is mentioned there, folks call this a fable, people call this as a fable. Fable means it's a story. Okay, it's a story, and I'll warrant you, but I guarantee that it's absolutely true. It's fun. It's, you can say, really in a true manner. It is absolutely right. And some crickets have 4 legs, and some have 2. But this story, it stands true not only for animals who are having 4 legs, like that of ant and cricket, but some have 2, means it is equally right for that of, you can say, animals or human beings too. Okay, human beings who have 2 legs. So who have 2 legs, ultimately these are the human beings who have 2 legs. So I hope that now it is revised, it is refreshed in your mind. Yes, it is refreshed. Okay, so now let us start with the question answers of the poem. First of all, the first question is, you can raise up your hands to give up the answer so that I can unmute you. So the first question is, the cricket says, oh, what will become of me? When does he say it and why? Yes. Okay, Kritika. Let me unmute you. Yes, Kritika.
The cricket says, oh, what will become of me when he sees that there is not a leaf on a tree and there is no food around and the winter has come? He says this because he will not be able to get any food and will die from starvation and famine.
Yes. So this, you can say, this line or these words are spoken by cricket. You will mention that these lines are spoken by cricket, and this shows pathetic. This shows pathetic condition of, pathetic means poor, sorrowful. This shows pathetic condition of the cricket. What means it shows pathetic condition of the cricket, that what kind, that he is suffering from scarcity of food. Okay, that what he is suffering from, he is suffering from scarcity of food as he has not collected grain, for the winter season, and he has nothing to eat in winter. So he was just thinking, or he was only thinking about his future, as he has not collected anything, and now he is thinking what will become of me, what will happen to him, right? So clear this answer, first one answer is clear, right? Next question, find in the poem the lines that mean the same as neither a borrower nor a lender be. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. Yes. Yes, neither a borrower nor a lender be. So which are the lines in the poem? See, here in this line, yes, the aunt.
Aunts never borrow, we aunts never lend.
Yes, what are these lines? The lines are, we aunts never borrow and we aunts never lend. We aunts never borrow and we aunts never lend. These are the lines which are explaining this. Next, third question is, what is your opinion of the aunt's principles?
The ants' principles are not bad as they have collected food in the winters and they will now eat them in. They have
Speak
collected
louder.
food in the summer.
Speak louder, please, Kritika.
The ants' principles are not bad as they have collected the food in the summer and now, as the winters have come, they will live in their homes and eat their food. So the principle of the ants is not bad.
Okay, we have to write down for the principle of aunt. Okay, so what are the principles of aunt? Means that aunts never borrow and aunts never lend. They never borrow and they never lend. So according to it, what we have to write down? We have to write down it in this manner, that aunt's principle is that they never borrow and they never lend. So what was aunt's principle? Aunt's principle is that they never borrow and they never lend. Okay. So what was aunt's principle? Aunt's principle was that they never borrow and they never lend. So what does it tell you? This tells, or this teaches us an important lesson, that a person should always be far-sighted. Far-sighted means he should always think of future. Person should always be far-sighted. He should think about the consequences of his actions. What he should think? He should always think of the consequences of his actions. He should always think about the consequences of his actions, and moreover, it also teaches us to plan our future, and one must also have a great plan for the difficult days too. Okay, one must have a great time for difficult days too, great plan for difficult days too, and aunts, and this shows that aunts are industrious in nature. Industrious. This is another synonym for hardworking, that aunts are industrious in nature. And this shows that aunts are industrious in nature. So I hope that the answer is clear. I once again repeat, aunts follow the principle that they never borrow and they never lend. This shows that one should be far-sighted and should be aware of the consequences of his actions. This aunt's principle also teaches us that one must plan for difficult times too. So this shows that ants are industrious in nature. So clear this answer? Answer is clear? Put your thumbs up. Okay. Right. Next, afterwards, we are coming to the question number 3. Sorry, second part we have done. Question number 3. The aunt tells the cricket to dance the winter away. Do you think the word dance is appropriate here? If so, why? Yes?
Yes, the word dance is appropriate here as it tells the cricket is very lazy and wants to dance the winter away as he is not working hard or doing anything in the summers, so as he will not have any food in the winter.
Thank you, Kritika. So question number 3. So what is the meaning of dance? The meaning of dance here is what? It is merrymaking and wasting time. Merrymaking and wasting time. As cricket has danced or cricket has enjoyed the spring season and wasted time to its fullest, or as the cricket he has wasted time and enjoyed merrymaking during spring season, he has not gathered even a grain. He has not gathered even a grain. He has not gathered even a grain for the winter season, and the cricket also, or the cricket does not deserve any sympathy. Okay, cricket also does not deserve any sympathy. So the aunt has very well said that dance the winter away. The aunt has very well said to dance the winter away. So the aunt has very well said to dance the winter away. So clear this answer? Note it down. And I hope that it is clear. Yes, Kritika and Rhythm. Answer clear?
Ma'am, please repeat this question and first question.
Please repeat which question? Rhythm, which question?
Ma'am, first and this question, third
First
question.
question. First also? Okay, first is the cricket says, oh, what will become of me? When does he say it and why? Cricket says these words when during the winter season during the winter season he has nothing in his house to eat, as he has not collected any grain during spring season for his difficult time, that is winter season. So he was just thinking that what will happen to him in the winter season, right? So this was question number 1. Now we're coming up to question number 3. The aunt tells the cricket to dance the winter away. Okay, do you think that the word dance is appropriate here? Yes, the word dance means merrymaking and wasting time. As the cricket he has not gathered any grain, or he has not gathered even a grain or a single, you can say single piece of grain, and he enjoyed spring season in merrymaking or singing songs. So this is the reason they don't deserve, or the cricket does not deserve any sympathy, and the aunt has appropriately said to dance the winter away. He has appropriately said to dance the winter away. Right? I hope now it's clear. Students, put your thumbs up if yes. Right. Japji saying right. Okay, fine. Coming up to the next question. Which lines in the poem express the poet's comment? Read them aloud. We will not read them aloud, we will write them. So which is the comment by the poet? The last two lines, the last two lines expresses, yes, the last two lines express the poet's comment. Then you will write down the right lines. Folks call this a fable. I'll warrant it's true. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. It means that the poet is saying that people call that this is a story. Write down the meaning of it also. That people call that this is a story, but actually this story is equally true for that of animals as well as to that of human beings, as well as for human beings. So right? Clear, students? Okay. Next, afterwards, we will have the next question, that is second part. Write the comment in your own ways. So what is the comment about this? These lines, write the comment in your own words. So the poet in the last two lines, what he has given, the poet in the last two lines explain or the poet in the last two lines expresses his comment, and what he has written or he has made a comment as the story is educative. As the story is educative in nature, some people they live only in present. Okay, some people they live only in present. They waste their time in merrymaking and enjoyment. They waste their time in merrymaking and enjoyment, irrespective of the consequences of future. It means that they never think about the future. Irrespective means without thinking about the consequences of future. So the poet says that this story is equally true. This story is equally true, or in this story stands equally right or equally true for both animals and human beings. And such kind of people who indulge themselves, indulge means involve, who involve themselves in wastage of time, ultimately repent. And they ultimately repent. They feel sorry for it. They ultimately repent. It means that they feel sorry for it. These kind of people ultimately repent. So one should plan the future beforehand. So one should plan the future beforehand. So one should plan the future beforehand. Yes, now clear this answer? Clear this answer, students? Note it down, note down. Points are written in front of you, that they never think and they are not aware of the consequences of future. They indulge themselves in fun making activities, and finally these people, they have to repent in the end. So one should plan their future beforehand. It which is written? Could you show me your thumbs up? Right. Japuji is also noting down side by side. Very good, Japuji. Keep it up. Good. Very good. Good. Very good. Yes. Khyati, very good. Kritika also. Many other students. So now, this is all about what we have to do for the question answers of this chapter. Okay. So now afterwards, we have to proceed further to notice writing. So on that day, we have done a notice for a competition, right? And now next, as I told you that there are various categories for notice writing. Switch on to your fair notebooks. And now we are going to do notice for camp, exhibition, or any kind of tour. For that, what points you will include in your answer? Okay. So first of all, you will write down the value points, name of the organizer, name of the organizer, you will write down, then name of activity, which activity, then time, venue, and occasion. Which occasion, on which occasion it is going to be held and why. Okay, this can be answered in the point that why it is going to be organized. Objective you can also write down. Objective. Okay, that what is its objective, why it is going to be held, right? Charges if any, then these charges you also have to write down. Then duration, timing. Duration means from and to. For what time it is going to be held? For what time it is going to be held? Specific instructions and specific instructions you will write down. Okay. So now let us write down. These are the value points which you will keep in mind. So in the light of these value points, we will write down the next notice. Okay. So for the next notice, write down the question that I'm writing on board. An educational tour is going to be organized by the school, is going to be organized, is going to be organized by the school as an in charge of activity department. Write a notice for it. Write a notice for it. Okay, that an educational tour is going to be organized by the school as an activity in charge, as an in charge of activity department. Write a notice for it. Okay, so for that, first of all, as you know that at the starting, sender's address, so at the starting, first of all, name of the institution. Okay, Swami Sandas Public School, Jalandhar. Then afterwards, you have to write down notice, the word notice, and on the left hand side there will be date. Then what will be the heading? Tour to any historical place. For example, suppose Taj Mahal, educational tour is there. Educational tour to Agra. Okay. Educational tour to Agra. Okay. Or educational tour to, or simply tour to Taj Mahal. Right. So now how we will start? So very first line, what, where and when. What, where and when, and ultimately also why we will also include. So an educational tour for classes 6 to 8 is going to be organized. Okay, is going to be organized in order to provide the students some historical knowledge, or in order, why we have written objective, I told na, objective also, right? So you will write down objective in order to provide students historical knowledge. Then the details are as under this, we are always writing. So what are the details? First of all, what are the details we will write down? Date, you can mention, suppose of next month, 7th of May, 7 May 2021. Then date, time, date, timing, 1 day tour or 2 days tour. Okay, mention timing, how many, what is the duration? 2 days. Okay, then venue, Agra. Okay, our venue is Agra. Okay, then afterwards we will come up to the further details. जहाँ पे मैंने आपको लिखवाया था add additional information. So name of organization we have also added. ये भी हो गया. This also now charges. Okay, the charges per head is ₹2,000. Okay, what it is including? Mention including boarding, or including boarding as well as food. Including boarding as and food. Boarding means lodging charges and food. Right? All the students will visit the Taj Mahal in school uniform, or in school uniform. Okay, special instructions if you want. Specific instructions in school uniform they have to go. No carrying of earphones or headphones allowed. Only mobiles with special permission. Only mobiles with special permission if they want. Okay, only mobiles with special permission. Students will get consent letter from their class in charges. Okay, consent letter from where they will get consent letter from their class in charges, and submit their names to your class in charges by, for example, by 24 of April. Okay, when you have to submit your names to your class in charges by 24 of April 2021. And last line again, for further information contact undersigned. So what you will write down? For further information contact undersigned. Right? And then your name in running hand, name in capital letter, and finally activity in charge. Right? So this is all about notice writing